Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has laid out his vision for a post-war Gaza. Under his plan, Israel would control security indefinitely, and Palestinians with no links to groups hostile to Israel would run the territory. The U.S., Israel's major ally, wants the West Bank-based Palestinian Authority, PA, to govern Gaza after the war. But the short document, which Mr Netanyahu presented to ministers last night, makes no mention of the PA. He has previously ruled out a post-war role for the internationally backed body. He envisages a demilitarized Gaza. Israel would be responsible for removing all military capability beyond that necessary for public order. There would be a southern closure on the territory's border with Egypt to prevent smuggling both under and overground. And de-radicalization programs would be promoted in all religious, educational, and welfare institutions. The document suggests Arab countries with experience of such programs would be involved, though Mr. Netanyahu has not specified which. Why is the Gaza war happening? Under the plan, Israel would also maintain security control over the entire area west of Jordan from land, sea, and air. Mr. Netanyahu has been under pressure, at home and internationally, to publish proposals for Gaza since he began his military operation. He is keen to restore a crumbling reputation as a leader who can keep Israel safe and will want to appeal to right-wing hardliners in his coalition government. A spokesman for Mahmoud Abbas, the president of the PA, said Mr. Netanyahu's plan was doomed to fail. Nabil Abu Rudaina said, "If the world is genuinely interested in having security and stability in the region, it must end Israel's occupation of Palestinian land and recognize an independent Palestinian state." Mr. Netanyahu repeated his rejection of any unilateral recognition by Western countries of a Palestinian state. Meanwhile, negotiators trying to broker a temporary ceasefire and the release of Israeli hostages are expected to meet in Paris. The U.S. wants a deal in place before the Muslim holy month of Ramadan begins in just over a fortnight. And as the humanitarian situation worsens in Gaza, there is international pressure, too, for the war to end. The Hamas-run Ministry of Health reports that more than 29,500 people, mostly women and children, have been killed since the war began in October. Israel's military offensive was triggered by Hamas's unprecedented attack on the 7th of October, in which gunmen killed about 1,200 people, mainly civilians, and took 253 back to Gaza as hostages. Overnight, the head of the UN body responsible for Palestinian refugees, UNRWA, warned that Gaza faces a monumental disaster with grave implications for regional peace, security, and human rights. Mr. Netanyahu, who has accused UNRWA workers of participating in the October attacks, aims to close the agency as part of his post-war plan and replace it with, as yet unspecified, international aid organizations. And he has insisted that he will continue his war until Israel has dismantled Hamas and Islamic Jihad, the second largest armed group in Gaza, and all Israeli hostages are returned.